Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways, and I'm Chris.
And I'm Courtney.
Nice to have you all back here again on this happy Tuesday. This is our second week, also streaming on YouTube, just in case you wanted to head over and watch it there. Also, the videos will live on YouTube after the fact, too. So if you want to go back and watch any of our previous ones, especially any ones, I think 2 weeks ago we did a screen share of the
Mhm.
Healthy app. So feel free to take a look at that. It's also nice to be able to view those without having an account for those of you on Instagram that don't have a Facebook account. So feel free to take a look at some of our older ones. We're trying to upload some of the older ones manually because Facebook is changing the way they're saving the live videos. Are only available for about 30 days instead of staying there permanently. So we're streaming live in three different locations: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So glad to have you all back. And hello, Joy and Radina and Shelly. Glad to have you all here and all of our friends on Instagram. We love having all of the repeat viewers, and also we love having new people on here. So if you're new, feel free to drop us a comment and take a look and see. Um, and let us know where if you're new. 'Cause like I said, we love having new people, and we'll take a look at that, Joy, to look at the friend request. Love making new friends, and welcome, Linda. Glad to have you all here. We're wrapping up our three-part series, which I didn't
Yes, it was
realize.
the accidental three-part
Yeah, I didn't
series.
realize we didn't plan on making it a three-part series, but it's a three-part series, kind of wrapping up the last of Healthy's plans this week. So and Lorena from Tennessee, not very far from us. We're just a little bit south of you in North Alabama. So glad to have you back with us as well. And Jody just joined us too. So welcome, welcome. We'll get started pretty quickly. We do want to wrap up, like I said, the healthy plans, just in case you wanted to learn about the last two. If you wanted to go ahead and
Yes.
talk about introduce the last two plans.
Yes. Well, the last 2 weeks, well, to start off, Healthy has 6 plans. Well, now 7.
The six primary plans.
Yes, 6 primary. We're only talking about the 6. But but anyways, no matter what stage in life you're in, there's a perfect plan for you.
Mhm.
Like we mentioned, we have talked about 4 of the 6 plans already. And like Chris already said, those are on YouTube if you want to go back and look if you missed them or just want a recap of what we talked about
Hi,
in
Diane from
those.
Newfoundland. It's always fun to say.
Hello.
Not quite as fun as Saskatchewan, but but Newfoundland is still pretty fun to say.
um, but the 4 plans we've already talked about are Sugar Smart, Better Balance, Conquer Cravings, and Carb Conscious. And like I said, you can replay those on YouTube, and they'll be there. I hope forever,
Yeah, and
as long as you need them.
yeah,
Hopefully.
until they decide to change their mind too, just in case.
Yes. But those 4 bites or those 4 plans have bites. They are bite plans. The next 2 are not, and the next 2 are also plans that are also outside of Healthy, so they're more well known,
Mhm.
because it's not just a Healthy specific plan, but it is a plan under Healthy,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yep. So you can use these two plans to track within the healthy plan and switch back and forth. And we do occasionally switch back and forth. Let me move that over there. There you go. Now you can scroll up.
Sorry, I'm having some technical I'm not a computer savvy person. But the first plan we want to talk about is keeping keto. This is your normal keto plan. This one is more widely known because even people outside of Healthy have used the keto plan.
She already mentioned the both the versions of Wicked are available for streaming on Peacock on Friday.
I'll have to let my mom know.
Yes, we already bought it, so of course we have it. But for those that don't want to purchase it and are interested in the Wicked musical, the movie will be available on
I love
Peacock.
Wicked. That's why
Yeah,
she
not an
mentioned.
ad. It's just one that Courtney really thoroughly loves.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then Joy mentioned being able to reduce the daily amount of calories since I've lost weight and I don't need as many calories. I'm feeling amazing. I'm very happy for you.
That's
That is
awesome.
something that we've noticed as well. When your weight goes down, your calories and your bite allowance does go down too to help you continue your journey,
Hmm.
and that's always exciting and happy and a little bit more challenging too because you've got to fit all the stuff that you need to eat in the day with a little less bites and a
Hmm.
little less calories. But I take that as a fun challenge too. So mine actually just um my budget dumped down by like 200 calories
Yeah.
this past couple a month or two. So it's definitely always fun to see that going down.
Mhm.
And then we have somebody on Instagram mentioning that they're from Orangeburg, South Carolina. They have high blood pressure and was diabetic. So those really that's really good call outs there. We both have some insulin resistance, which is kind of like the precursor
Mhm.
for diabetes. So that's one of the reasons why we are on this health journey. Not we're not on a diet. We're on a health journey to get healthy and to
Mhm.
have a healthier lifestyle.
Yes. But like I was saying, the first plan is keeping keto. And this plan is for people who feel deprived on their like normal diet per se, or people that just want to eat a more like protein, fatty, rich foods,
Mhm.
and less carbs. It's also for people that want to improve their insulin levels because you are eating a lot less carbs on this plan. You're primarily eating fats and protein instead of carbs. Um, Sorry, for some reason I need glasses, guys, and I'm having a hard time seeing these notes. When it comes to macronutrients or macros, as people like to call them, our bodies use fat and carbs as their main source of energy, but carbs are our preferred source. But on keeping keto, it basically forces your body to use fat and your stored fat as energy instead of carbohydrates.
Trying
Sorry.
to make it bigger, but there we go. For her blind self.
Yes.
I don't know where we're.
But, hold on, we're gonna have to find this. He fixed it for me to be bigger, and now I have to find where I
Yeah, she
was.
lost her place in the notes.
So it moved everything around.
Now you scrolled a little bit too far.
I did. Sorry. But yes, sorry. But when your body uses fats as the main source of energy, it will change the way the food metabolizes and how the body stores fat. This is also known as ketosis.
Hmm.
Um, but it will be more efficient in burning fats for energy. And this is basically where the magic
Hmm.
happens in keeping keto.
Because on a standard plan, your body's preferred fuel is carbs. And so when you're on a standard plan, you are allowed some carbs. We still limit ours a little bit, but you eat carbs, and that is your preferred method of burning fuel for energy. But when you're on the keto plan, you have very low or no carbs, so your body has to switch over to burning fat.
Yes.
Listen, some people work really well. We've not tried it ourselves personally,
Mhm.
but it
We
definitely
like
is.
carbs too much,
Yes, yes. I think
just
I
to
would
be
struggle a
completely
little bit too
honest.
much. Yes.
Mhm. But on the keeping keto plan, instead of total carbs, they use net carbs. And net carbs is the carb amount in a food minus the fiber. So that's also why on the keto plan, it's a good idea to have more fiber rich foods because that does reduce the amount of net carbs in that food.
And Joy mentioned that she was able to change her macros and have a little bit higher protein and higher fat and lower the carb intake. And the inches are coming off, which is really great. That is a really good win, Joy.
That's amazing.
So happy for you.
Yes. The other plans we talked about used bites. This one uses net carbs.
Hmm.
Like I said, that's the total carbs minus fiber. But one reason this plan is appealing to people is because when you're eating a more protein, fat rich foods, you are more satisfied. You're not having those empty calories, empty carbs that you're having when you're just eating potato chips. You're
Hmm.
eating more fats. You eat more fats than anything. I think the ratio is like 70% fats. I forget the ratio of protein and like literally like 5% carbs.
Hmm.
Like, but you're eating more fats and proteins, which will keep you satisfied longer. So if you have trouble feeling satisfied or feeling full, this type of plan might be good for you because you are eating foods that are going to keep you full longer.
Absolutely. Um, So one thing to keep in mind on the keeping keto plan is that this changes the way your body processes foods on a cellular level. So if you have an existing liver or kidney problem, this plan might not be for you.
Mhm.
So you want to be careful, and as any kind of food. I don't like the word diet, but diet still works because it's what you eat, not reducing stuff. But if you're making any major changes in your diet, it might be good
Mhm.
to consult a doctor or a nutrition. A nutritionist is going to be a really good source of information too, just to see if that's something that's right for you as well.
Yes, but the reason why it can affect your livers or kidneys, if you're already having liver problems, this is going to put more strain on it because your liver is having to process more fats. your kidneys are going to be processing more protein because you will be eating more protein. Some people don't realize if you have kidney issues, you really need to limit the amount of protein you have because your kidneys have problems processing those proteins. So not just with the keeping keto, but really, like Chris said, with any plan, you might want to consult your doctor, have some tests done just to make sure that whatever diet you do choose is healthy for you. Check your cholesterol, check all that, because especially on the keeping keto plan,
Mhm.
you need to make sure everything is in check, like your cholesterol and everything.
Joy mentions that on Facebook that she tried keto back in 2020, but she loves bread too much and didn't stick with it. I agree. I love breads and I love pasta. I would love having unlimited cheese. Unlimited.
Oh
I
yeah.
use unlimited in quotes because you can't really have unlimited anything really. But I would have loved to have lots of cheese. But I just love my bread and chips and pasta too much.
Yes. Same here. I'm a carb girl and I'm more of a sugar carb girl, which is even worse probably, but
Mhm.
whatever. But some food options on the keeping keto plan that are great is um, cheeses, healthy oils, butters, protein dense fishes, foods like avocado, basically foods that are higher in those healthier fats.
The key
Um,
word is healthier fats.
yes.
Hmm.
Yes. So watch the fats that you are consuming because, like I said, the keeping keto plan is mostly fats, then protein, then a little bit of carbs. So make sure those fats, more of the fats that you are intaking are from healthier fat sources because there are healthy fats
Oh
out
yes,
there.
absolutely. It's been a little while, but my last blood work showed that I had a slightly lower amounts of the healthier fats, so I increased some things in like my cottage cheeses and my mozzarella. I would like to do avocado, but I would be the only person in the house to eat it. But there are ways to get in some healthy fats without introducing some of the negative stuff. But avocado is really good. I might maybe do some research on how to shop for avocado so that they're
They make frozen avocado.
just the right amount. But I do very much love avocado. Um, she's not a fan of it.
I'm not. I'm picky though.
And because it's
Um,
green, I'm pretty sure a 5-year-old probably would not like it.
You never know with her. You never know. But also one last thing to note for keeping keto is that because of the way it processes your food, you can lose more electrolytes on this plan. So it is extra, extra important to make sure you are being extra hydrated on this plan because you will lose more electrolytes because of the way ketosis works.
Yes, absolutely. So keep an eye on hydration. Hydration is very important in general, but it's also really good here.
Yes.
Jane says that she's new here, but excited to find out more. We're happy to have you here. This week and in the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about the healthy plans, but starting next week, we'll kind of get back into the kind of the general health, healthy related type stuff. So
Yes.
we'll get into some other stuff. So not just plant specific. So glad to have you, Jane. And
Yes, welcome.
we're here. We live stream every Tuesday at 7:30 Central.
And if there is a change, it will be on Healthy's Facebook page beforehand.
Yes, and we typically, if it's a plan change, we'll also announce it the week before too. So usually, barring any unforeseen circumstances, we are live Tuesday nights at 7:30 Central.
Yes. But yes, that was keeping keto. Just a brief, I guess, synopsis. The big thing is more fats, then protein, then carbs. Net carbs is typically what they use on that plan, and you basically get a certain amount of net carbs for the day, and then that's what you go off of. It's like the other plans where if you have pro, you can have secondary metrics, so you can see where you are in the fats and proteins and things of that nature. So.
Absolutely. And so the last plan we're going to be talking about is the calorie plan. It's kind of the plan that most people are probably familiar with.
Mhm.
It's before we found healthy, it was probably the only thing we really knew to limit was calorie watching the calorie intake. So we'll talk about the counting calorie plan.
Yes. This is like you said, this is literally your traditional counting calories. This is for people that already eat healthy or like know how to eat, but also have problems with portion sizes. One of the problems with the bite plans, don't get me wrong, I love my Better Balance. We've talked about that
It's
before.
our favorite.
It's our favorite. But one of the problems is sometimes people can act like 0 bites means 0 calories.
Hmm.
With this, you're seeing all your calories for the day and you have a set amount and that's what you have. So, you know, on Better Balance, we can eat a pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast and it's 0 bites.
Hmm.
But
But a pound of chicken is still Kind of high in calories.
Yes, but on counting calories, you'll see that. So if you have been on these plans and you struggle maybe eating too many zero bite foods, this one would be great for you because it will teach you more portion control. Whereas you're eating maybe 700 calories of chicken and you didn't realize it, you will be seeing the number and be like, oh, okay, that's what I'm eating,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
And this is another reason why we like doing counting the macros. We double track, so if we're on the Better Balance plan, we do keep an eye on
Mhm.
the calories and the protein and carbs and stuff. Because sometimes Courtney will be within her bites on the Better Balance plan, but she'll still be really low on calories, and she will need some more calories to help
Mhm.
her body keep going.
Yes. This is also for those that just, want the more traditional method. Like we mentioned, like calorie counting has been around for ages and ages and ages. So just those that want the traditional way to lose weight. It's also those that just prefer calories over bites. Some people do. Some people eat too much, or like Chris said, too little on the bites plans. And so something like this is great. Um, but this plan calculates your optimal calorie intake based on multiple different things: age, height, weight, all those things. Then it also takes into account how much you want to lose. If you only want to lose a half a pound, then your calories will be a little bit higher than if you want to lose 2 pounds a week,
Mhm.
on average. And just a little like side notes, just because you have your calories set to lose 2 pounds a week does not mean you're going to. Just
There's a lot of different factors
yes.
that can factor in. I think I have mine set to 2 pounds per week, and it
Mhm.
sometimes is more and sometimes is less. It really varies.
Yes, but if you don't know what a calorie is a measurement of energy stored in foods. It's literally the fuel for our bodies. It's basically like our body's form of like gas to a car is calories to our body. So you do need calories.
Hmm.
And this plan is about, like we said, it's the traditional calorie deficit. The good old calorie deficit. Um, but it is simpler than it seems. Literally, calories out or calories in needs to be less than calories out.
Yeah, so you need to
That's
burn a little bit more calories than what you eat, so you can be in a deficit, and then that's what causes weight loss.
yes. Also with calorie counting, remember it takes, like I said, it takes multiple things into consideration: age, height, all those things. So my calorie needs is not the same as Chris's. So if you
Nope.
are on on the calorie plan and you see like somebody post a screenshot and they get like 2,500 calories and you only get 1,800, their needs are probably different than yours. They're taller, they might weigh more, they might be a different age, might be, a male versus female, so many different things. So don't compare your calories to other people's calories
It's
if you're on this plan.
Same goes for activity. The two people can do the same activity and burn the different calories because you're different body sizes.
Mhm.
I'm 6'8", as we mentioned. Somebody said that I should play basketball last week. I'm not a huge fan of sports, but since I'm tall, it takes more energy for me to move my body, and so I get more calories. So I used to have my calorie allotment used to be a little over 3,000, which seems like a lot, but I'm 6'8". I'm really tall, and I'm also still on the heavier side, so I need more calories to even still be in a deficit. Same goes for exercise. I went 30 minutes on the treadmill and shared my calorie burn with someone, and so who was a lot shorter and already skinnier, and they were just wondering how I burn so much calories. It takes more energy to move
Mhm.
a bigger body. So take those things in consideration. Now, though, that I am finally back on the trend of going down, my calorie goal was cut by over 200. So now I've got like 2,700 calories to work with
Yes.
instead of over 3,000. So that definitely makes things more challenging and fun, and still exciting.
Yes. Also, one thing to remember when it comes to calorie command is calories does not mean to eat the smallest amount of calories possible. They give you these numbers for a reason.
Hmm.
Your body needs a certain amount of calories to just to run.
Hmm.
And if you don't eat enough, your body is going to store fat and it will be near impossible to lose weight. I know it doesn't make sense because people are like, well, the less I eat, the more I will lose. It really doesn't eat. It really does not
Your
work that way.
metabolism slows. There's a variety of other
Mhm.
things. Your body kind of goes into survival mode. Um, Eventually, you probably will, but it's just not the healthy way to do it. So if you're allotted 1,800 calories, try to get 1,800 calories. Granted, if we get to the end of the day and we still have room, but we're not hungry, we're not going to force ourselves to eat. But use your allotted calories and your allotted bites so that your body gets what it needs. Because it's
Yes.
not healthy and it's not sustainable to have too much of a deficit for too long. Because that's also where um, binging comes in. I've had days where I just get depressed sometimes and I just want an extra boost and I'll just really try to cut back on my bites or my calories. And then I end up overeating.
Hmm.
And then it just self-sabotages. So if you use your allotment and make sure that you are doing what's healthy for your body.
Yes. And also, one thing that people do like about Calorie Command is it does give you more freedom than the other plans. Like I've mentioned before, sometimes I can, see a donut and it is, 10 bites, but it's 400 calories. I can easily fit 400 calories into my day, but can I fit the 10 bites into my day?
Yeah, if
If that's
somebody only
the
has like 25 bites, a 10-bite donut, it's gonna be most of the
Yes.
day.
Some people just like the freedom that it gives.
Mhm.
So, and like I mentioned earlier with portion sizes, sometimes it just helps you see what you're eating. You can pour that ranch on your dressing and think all day, like, oh, I'm only eating 50 calories. But when you really look at the calories, when you're counting the calories, you're like, oh, that was like 400 calories worth of dressing right there. So it really does also help with portion sizes and realizing what you're really eating and consuming.
Exactly, Jody. That's why we don't recommend having too much of a deficit because we don't want your body to go in starvation mode. And then somebody on Instagram mentioned that they felt bad for using weeklies until we explained that we needed to use them. The plan is the plans.
Hmm.
All these plans are designed to be in a deficit, even with the weeklies and activity bites. So don't feel like you can't use those weekly bites or activity bites. It's still designed to put you in a deficit, even with those. And some plans, I forget which ones they are, they're designed for you to make sure you use them all.
Hmm.
And I don't always use my weeklies. Sometimes I do, but the plans they wouldn't be there if it weren't part of the plan, and you wouldn't still be in a deficit.
Hmm. Yes, but lastly, for Calorie Command, this, like we said, this plan is probably the most straightforward because it's the most well known.
Hmm.
People outside of healthy know what calorie counting is. Like
Mm.
it's the tried and true, and when it really comes down to it, every single diet uses calorie deficit. It just uses it in different ways. Bites, when you eat your bites, you're in a calorie deficit. Keto, calorie deficit. Like they're all calorie deficit. So Calorie Command just really just makes it simplified for
Mhm.
you.
And Joy also mentions if you're exercising, you need more calories. It absolutely that's why the plan gives you activity bites. You earn more calories, you earn more bites with more activity, because you're burning those fuels, and you don't need to be too much in a deficit. If you keep your bites and you
Mhm.
don't use your activity ones and you do a whole bunch of activity, you're going to be in too much of a deficit, and that's not going to be healthy for you either. So keep an eye on that too. So
Yes.
so keep an eye on activity bites and the weeklies and use them when you feel like you need them.
Yes, for sure. But those are all the plans, guys. I'm pretty proud that we got 24 minutes in and we're done with these two.
Yes.
Yes.
So, like we mentioned, go back the last week and the week before. We talk about the four other plans. So then these 3 weeks combined, you can look at all the six plans
In detail, in
in
depth.
in-depth detail, see which one's best for you. Then on the Healthy's website, there is a quiz that you can take to see which
Mhm.
one it is, and you can change them. I don't recommend changing more than once a week, but we changed our plans a couple times.
Stick with it for a little while
But
just to make
yeah,
sure it works for
yeah,
you.
we primarily do the better balance, but we do use the calorie command during the holidays to kind of help give us a little bit more flexibility. But you can change your plan.
Absolutely.
So now we've got about 5 minutes left. Let's go ahead and talk about our recipe for the week.
Yes, this
It's
recipe I made the other day
delicious.
while we were on spring break, and it was so good.
It's
Oh my
very good.
goodness.
I very much enjoyed it.
Yes, this makes 4 servings, but we actually would just wanted more, so we made it into 2 servings. But this is cottage cheese queso.
So good.
I've seen it everywhere, but this one's really good, guys. So you need a cup of cottage cheese, any kind of cottage cheese. I think we used the full fat because it's what we had. A fourth a cup of salsa, 2 teaspoons of taco seasoning, and a fourth a cup of reduced fat shredded cheese or whatever kind of shredded cheese you want. Um, Blend the cottage cheese, taco seasoning, and salsa in a blender. Just blend it all good. Add that to a microwave safe container. Add the cheese to it. And microwave it for about a minute, a little longer if needed, but every 30 seconds, make sure to stir it and make sure that cottage cheese doesn't get too hot because it could curdle.
Even more.
Yeah. But and then you'd have chunky, which then defeats the purpose of blending it.
Blending it, yes.
But it's so good. This is between 2 and 3 bites on all
Which
the
is good
plants.
for a really delicious snack.
Yes, 186 calories, 3.9 net carbs, 8 grams of protein, which for a queso is really good. And you can, you can have, I think we had ours with Quest chips.
Yes.
Or you can have it with some veggies. This is really this is a really good, like if you just really want some queso, but you want to stick to your goals, this is a real good one. And I promise you, like if you're not a cottage cheese person, it doesn't taste like cottage cheese at all.
We are big users of cottage cheese, and Courtney used to hate cottage cheese, and now we use it a
I'm a
lot.
cottage cheese girly now.
Yes.
So
So it was delicious. We used it with Quest chips the other day, which adds even more protein.
yeah, we had 2 servings plus the Quest chips. So our snack was almost 40 grams of protein. So
So it's very delicious. So very, very, very tasty. Well, we thank you so much for joining us this week.
oh, one more thing. Because I know some people are anti-microwave. You can also just warm it up in a pot on the stove if you're anti-microwave. Because I know
Yes.
some people don't like microwaves.
Jane, we use cottage cheese and scrambled eggs. We'll blend it a lot. We use blended cottage cheese in our yogurt bowls. Quite delicious. Yeah, Joy mentions that she's doing a bite plan, but 23 bites didn't work for her. There were she's a lap swimmer, so she can burn a ton of calories. So lots of different options. Yeah, so I would probably have a hard time sticking with 23 bites.
Yes, we've always said once we get lower, we will probably have to go to calories because I don't know if we could make 20 something work. But a lot of people have lots of success. A lot of it is just finding what 0 bite foods work for you or the lower bite foods that work for you.
Absolutely. Any way to kind of make it fit within your plan.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week. Feel free to comment if you have any questions.
If you have any topics you want us to go over,
Yes.
this was actually really fun having a series. So if you have another series you want us to do, that was actually a lot of fun.
Absolutely. But as always, we thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.